In Your Business is a presentation of RareGem Productions, hosted on the Business Mind and Money Network of OneRareGem.com. Visit OneRareGem.com. Highlighting young professionals who are making things happen in their communities. The movers and shakers with bold passion, creative ideas, and big visions. In Your Business with your host, Reagan Johnson.
Welcome to In Your Business, the radio show that highlights young professionals who are doing their thing in their community and their business industry. I'm your host, Reagan Johnson, and today I'm excited to have with me the founder and chief publisher of Leave a Message, David Dresner. Welcome.
Thanks, Reagan. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, can I get in your business today, David?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right. So tell me a little bit about Leave a Message.
So Leave a Message started in 2010, and we make custom coffee sleeves. And the whole idea started while I was at school, and I saw blank coffee sleeves at WashU. And I said, what would it take to use this medium as an active community board? So, how do I take this static medium? And what I found was the industry basically made for like high minimum orders, and, you had to get printing plates made, and there was a 4-week turnaround. So you couldn't really take into account the uncertain demand of coffee sales and line that up with messaging. And that's what Leave a Message aims to do.
Awesome. So tell me about some of your highlights, some of your successes since you started the business.
Sure. So it all started with like an old box coder
in
a South City basement. And I bought 1 million sleeves, and I assembled this little printer called Rumpelstiltskin.
Okay.
It really is a story of starting in the basement and bootstrapping the business together. So WashU's dining services program is run by a guy named Nadeem Siddiqui at Bon Appetit. He's a wonderful guy, and he was really able to listen to the idea and help incubate the concept. And we were able to print the sleeves like a newspaper every week and deliver them.
Oh, wow.
And then I started studying operations, supply chain management. And there's this age-old dilemma called the news vendor dilemma. And that's basically you're a newspaper order or vendor, like how many newspapers should you order? It could rain, it could snow. You want to maximize sales. You don't want to have leftovers. And so what we started doing was developing a point of sale printer. Mm-hmm. So you push a button and the sleeve comes out with up to the second messaging. So cafe owners could actually tweet their messages up to the second. And we called that the drinkable channel. And the vision, like the $1 billion idea, if you will, is to essentially digitize packaging by printing at the point of sale. So imagine Panera, Starbucks, who are large chains but really want to be the beacon of communities still, and you hear that about that all the time. Imagine them being able to disseminate content on the captive audience, which is arm's length on their sleeves, for example, with up to the second and, within a 2-mile radius. So they can now understand what's going on, at Parkway Central High School.
Right.
Or understand what's going downtown, because there are very unique communities. And I think it's cool if those local coffee shops, which have traditionally been beacons, are able to partner.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So you had a very unique idea, and a lot of people are sitting on great ideas, but they don't know how to transition it from an idea into actuality. Talk a little bit about the advice that you would give someone who's interested in sort of acting upon their vision.
I really do believe it's the person. You know what I mean? I mean, at first, I took a few entrepreneurial classes, and they were really beneficial, but I kind of was just like, I have a business degree. Like, I kind of just want to see if it works,
right.
Give it a go. So part of me just thinks it's the person, Are you someone that could just make it happen? Can you take the risk? I mean, I've definitely slept on a lot of couches in my office before. And I don't know if this sounds trivial to just be like, or cliche, just go for it, lean forward. I mean, go listen to 5 graduation speeches and make it happen. I mean, I don't know.
No, that's great, because I think sometimes people make it very complex, but it really starts internally to have the motivation to just do it, as you said. Just go for it.
Go to City Hall, go spend 12 hours there, because that's what it's going to take. Go run around all the offices, go get all your business permits. Mm-hmm. I got to give a little shout out to St. Louis here, because it really is a wonderful community to work in. When I chose where to pick my business first location, I stuck with St. Louis because originally it was a tax credit program. The government gave me $250,000.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was a rebuilding community tax credit. It was 40 cents on every dollar. And I was like, this is a no-brainer. Everyone's running around trying to put a book together, and I put a book together and I did all that, but I ended up having this mindset. It's like, I want to keep all my equity as long as possible, so I don't have to give it all away to the bank or to a potential investor, if you will. So my biggest advice is, first off, research all the programs that exist. I mean, just to give you an idea, I was like the Locust Business District, I remember, had rent abatement. So it was like $600. Okay. Well, rebuilding community was $250,000 over 4 years, 40 cents on basically every machine that qualified that I bought. Well, I knew I was going to be buying printers and computers and websites. So that worked out unbelievably. So my biggest advice is research where you're going to put the business and go spend time in City Hall, use resources. I know WashU and some of the universities have a lot of resources as well. And just do it.
No, it sounds simple, but it's great advice. So speaking about the vision, you're expanding yours and your business. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So, I'm bootstrapping everything. So if I were to go build hardware and software, I could easily spend on this point of sale printer. I could easily go spend $500,000 without flinching. Okay. So what I decided to do was scale the business. So we're in about 600 coffee shops and universities right now that we're selling sleeves to. And we have a variety of programs. We have Sleeve U, which is designed for universities. We have a roasting program, which is designed for roasters who then sell their coffee. So their message could be on one side, a coffee shop could be on the other. And what Sleeve a Message is about, flexibility. With flexibility, you get relevance. So we can have up to 1,000 messages on one case of sleeves. There's no minimum. And there's a 7 business day turnaround in full color, water-based inks. So the idea was to scale. So I do a ton of trade shows. I do the Coffee Fest. I do Caffeine Crawl with Jason Burton, which is a wonderful young organization that's really doing a lot to represent and highlight unique coffee markets, especially in the Midwest, beyond Portland and Seattle, if you will. Then I basically was like, how can I sell more products? Like the coffee sleeves became the epicenter and the conversation starter, if you will, because I get to discuss marketing and ideas and build relationships, really. And then now I started selling the cups, the lids, the straws. So I'm able to take, what might be a $5,000 account and turn it into a $25,000 account by just adding more SKUs.
Right, so they don't have to go to more places to get what they need. You're a one-stop shop for them.
People want less. Most coffee shops want less vendors to deal with, if you will, anyways. And then with that success, I'm able to buy more printers. We're starting to print other things like coasters and kind of organically grow, building a team. My biggest success is my people. Without a doubt, to have 12 people, mouths that I feed, to be 26 and to be responsible for all that and to kind of figure all that out and staying alive for the past 4 years. You definitely have those moments. You walk out of and close a big deal and you feel good, but then just stay alive too.
No, that's awesome.
So I would say, my biggest success is being able to have that organic growth that sustains me to then slowly develop my big, billion-dollar vision, if you will.
All right, David. So it's more than about just business for you. Talk a little bit about what you're doing in regards to sustainability and really helping to build our communities.
Sure. Well, it's kind of ironic. I studied landscape architecture a little bit in college, and I grew up hiking all over the Pacific Northwest. So the fact that I'm in the paper business, definitely seemed a little bit like weird. But this is what I love about what I do. I love that little moment when somebody looks at their sleeve and getting that message right and just that little smirk. That's when I win. So for me, it's about evoking some sort of emotion, whether it's some sort of random act of kindness, a smile, some sort of inspiration. That's when I think coffee shops win. So the variable print really helps there because you're always curious what's going to be on your sleeve next. But in terms of sustainability, that was really important to me. So beyond the fact that we use 90% post-consumer material and a water-based ink that we developed so we know what's in it, we partnered with the Forest Relief in Missouri. So I went to a trade show once, and it was all about sustainability. And I'm listening to these salesmen who didn't really care about sustainability for the first half of their career. And then all of a sudden they do. So I listened to them talk, and it was like, I have no idea what you just said. I was like, I have a brand new education from a really great school, and I have no idea what you just said. It didn't make sense to me. So with Sleeve a Message, I wanted a simple explanation for why we're sustainable. And here's what it is. For every 7,000 sleeves, we plant a tree. So here's the formula. It's 24 trees, approximately 40 feet tall, with a diameter of 6 to 8 inches, mixture of soft and hardwood. That'll make about 1 ton of virgin paper pulp. Mm-hmm. Now, we're using post-consumer, but for the formula, we treat it as virgin. And then it breaks down pound for pound. Every 7,000 sleeves equals 1 tree. So we've planted over 4,000 trees in distressed neighborhoods, and we partnered with this wonderful organization called the Forest Relief of Missouri, and it's allowed us to put trees in Joplin, Missouri. Oh, we've over 1,000 trees in Joplin, Missouri, and Washington, Illinois, after these devastating storms, and all over St. Louis. And it's just been a pleasure to work with them, and it's simple explanation, right? We use paper, but we replace it.
Right, absolutely. And that's probably pretty much what sustainability should be about, making sure that other people have the resources that you've used in the future.
Absolutely.
So tell us how people can get in touch with you to utilize your services.
Sure. So 1-877-SLEEVE6 or www.sleeveamessage.com. And we'd be more than happy. We do like weddings, we do like coffee shops, and we're more B2B, but we definitely do a few, parties and stuff like that, trade shows.
Well, awesome. I'm inspired today. I hope the people listening are as well. That's all the time that we have today for In Your Business. David, I want to thank you again for coming out and sharing your wisdom with us as we sit back and watch your business grow. Thanks. Until next time, I'm your host, Reagan Johnson.
In Your Business with Reagan Johnson, highlighting young professionals who are making things happen in their communities. The movers and shakers with bold passion, creative ideas, and big vision. If you have an idea, some feedback, or would like Reagan to get in your business, send an email to iybRadioshow@yahoo.com. That's iybRadioshow@yahoo.com. In Your Business is another positive production of RareGem Productions. Learn more at ONERAREGEM.com. Thanks for listening.